Dolly. I am 81. I was born in Argentina. I lived between Buenos Aires and Cordoba, back and forth, back and forth. And then when I was 40 and something, I moved to the United States. 8 years later, I moved to Germany. 9 years later, I came back to the United States. And here I am. For a living, and I am retired, but I am working more as when I was working, because retirees always work more. I am a little bit too direct, I know that, but I think I am good relations with people, because I think that people accept the honesty, and it's easy to write then, because I think if I am not honest, I am not being like I am, then I forget next time how I have to act, and it becomes an act. When I was around 14 years old, my mother brought me to a German photographer in Buenos Aires, so I learned this because I was in need of working at this time. And it was a really interesting experience because I'm coming from a very far away in terms of photography. We didn't have color, we didn't have digital. We didn't have a lot of things what we have today. The first pictures of it I learned first of all to take pictures of children, how to work with children. I specialize more in after the pictures, retouching, enhancing, changing. And this was the tool which really helped me to go ahead. The transition to digital, it was big, it's huge. At the beginning, you are kind of lost. It is so much difference in everything. And it is funny because due to the work I was doing, I learned also color separation. And in digital, when you know color separation, it is half the work. I didn't even knew that Photoshop exists like it exists now. Because I wasn't so good at the time I heard from Photoshop at the computer. Because in 1994, I just learned the computer. I learned that it exists, I had access to it. And as I got Photoshop in my computer, at once I was terribly afraid, but then I found they were talking my language. Things what I used to do in photography, things what I was doing in color separation, things what I was doing to prepare an original, they were there. I only had to use the tools. When we were taking pictures with my husband, we specialized in jewelry, because that was what we do in Buenos Aires. We didn't take so much pictures of people. Really my main, I don't know how to call it, ability was the retouching and the repair and the composing. That's where I'm really strong. That makes a difference between a regular photographer and one who also enters after the camera. That's why I never was out of work. Doing it now in digital, that's the beauty, you can change. Usually the flowers you see here, they're mostly enhanced through Photoshop until I get what I want. And the other beauty is I can make changes. And sometimes a flower disappears as a flower and it is anything else, not a flower anymore. But that's the beauty of it. You learn to use the tools, you know how to trick the tools. When an artist loves what he's doing today, it's wonderful, this piece, and tomorrow I am doing something else. As I moved in here, I didn't have a garden. They were always only dandelions. And the first picture I took, it was so simple, a dandelion, but then I worked it through, and it was really one of my masterpieces at the time. And below the dandelion is a rose, which is one of the masters I'm from now. My favorite art is painting. It's amazing what you can do, it's amazing what has been done. But art can be seen, is in everything you do, you can see art, you can make art. Everything, art is an expression for somebody, how he or she sees something. And that's why we cannot put a label on it. Same thing to photography, same thing to art. Be curious. Be always curious. Ask questions. Don't be afraid of asking questions. Try to keep up with the newest as much as you can. And try to learn as much as you can from the old times also, to have the base of photography inside you. When you know the principles of something, then the rest is a little bit easier.